October 1st, 2013, 2:15 p.m., Glen Park Library, San Francisco. Ross Ulbricht doesn't look up when the woman screams behind him. He's typing, fingers dancing across the keyboard of his Samsung laptop, managing an empire that doesn't officially exist. Around him, students study calculus. A homeless man sleeps near the magazines. Afternoon light cuts through dust particles. Everything feels ordinary, which is exactly how Ross likes it. But upstairs, FBI Special Agent Tarbell is watching through binoculars from an unmarked van. His pulse hammers. They've been hunting this ghost for 2 years. 2 years of dead ends and encrypted messages, of Bitcoin trails that vanished into digital fog. The largest criminal marketplace in human history, and its architect has been invisible until today. He's logged in, someone whispers through Tarbell's earpiece. Dread Pirate Roberts is online. The woman screams again, louder this time, a fake domestic dispute staged perfectly. Ross's head turns just for a second, and that's when they move. Plainclothes agents explode from every corner. Hands grab Ross's shoulders, slam him forward. His fingers are still reaching for the laptop when they wrench his arms back. Metal cuffs bite his wrists. Someone shouting his name, his real name, the one he hasn't used in years. The laptop. They need the laptop before he can close it, before he can trigger the encryption that would lock them out forever. An agent lunges, catches the screen before it shuts. There it is, the admin panel, chat windows, transaction records, $1 billion in illegal drugs, and every byte of evidence glowing on a screen in a public library. Ross Ulbricht's face drains of color. For 26 months, he was untouchable, a philosopher king running the dark web's ultimate free market from coffee shops and beach towns, always moving, never caught. He built something unprecedented, a digital empire where anything could be bought and sold, protected by mathematics so complex the FBI called it unbreakable. But someone made a mistake, one tiny crack in the armor. How does a libertarian Eagle Scout from Texas build the largest drug marketplace in history? How do you stay hidden when the FBI, DEA, and NSA are hunting you? And what single error brings an empire crashing down in a public library on a Tuesday afternoon? Austin, Texas, 2006. Ross Ulbricht wasn't supposed to become a criminal mastermind. He was supposed to change the world legitimately. He grew up in a middle-class family, the kind where you say please and thank you, where you earn your Eagle Scout badge at 15, where college isn't a question but a given. His parents, Lynn and Kirk, raised him on books and ideas, philosophy, science, the belief that one person, armed with conviction, could reshape reality. Ross was handsome in an unassuming way, wavy brown hair, warm smile, the kind of guy who'd help you move apartments without complaint. At the University of Texas, he studied physics, then switched to engineering, then materials science. He wasn't searching for a major, he was searching for meaning. And he found it in the writings of Ludwig von Mises and Murray Rothbard. Libertarianism hit Ross like religion. The idea that governments were inherently violent, that true freedom meant zero coercion, that the free market, unregulated, uncontrolled, was humanity's natural state. He devoured Austrian economics. He read Ayn Rand until the spines cracked. He started seeing the world differently. Every law was a cage. Every regulation was theft. Every tax was extortion backed by guns. By 2009, Ross had a master's degree in materials science from Penn State. He had job offers, a future, but he felt hollow. What was the point of a career if the system itself was broken, if violence was woven into the fabric of civilization? He moved back to Austin, tried starting a used bookstore. It failed. Tried day trading, lost money. His girlfriend at the time, Julia, watched him drift. He'd talk for hours about economic theory, about how the war on drugs was really a war on freedom, how people should have sovereignty over their own bodies and choices. "Someone needs to build an alternative," Julia told him one night, "a place where people can trade freely, no government, no interference." Julia thought he meant a business. Ross meant a revolution. Late 2010, Ross is alone in his apartment staring at his laptop. He's been reading about Tor, the onion router, a network that makes internet traffic virtually untraceable. He's learned about Bitcoin, this strange new digital currency that exists outside banks and governments, anonymous money, encrypted communication. What if you combined them? What if you built a marketplace that couldn't be shut down, couldn't be controlled, couldn't even be found unless you knew exactly where to look? A place where the free market could finally exist in its purest form, where individuals could exchange goods and services without the state's boot on their neck. The idea consumes him. He starts coding, teaching himself web development, cryptography, security protocols. He works 16-hour days, living on savings that are rapidly evaporating. His friends stop calling. Julia leaves him. None of it matters. By January 2011, the prototype is ready. He calls it Silk Road. The name is deliberate. The original Silk Road connected East and West, cultures and economies, operating beyond any single empire's control. Ross's version would do the same, a digital caravan route where anything could be traded, protected not by distance, but by mathematics. But Ross knows the truth beneath his idealism. If you create a truly free market, one with zero rules, people won't just sell books and handmade crafts. They'll sell drugs, weapons, identities, anything. And Ross Ulbricht, the Eagle Scout who once helped elderly neighbors with their groceries, decides that's acceptable. Because freedom, true freedom, means freedom to choose, even if those choices destroy you. He creates a username, Dread Pirate Roberts, named after the character in The Princess Bride, a title passed from person to person, making the man behind it immortal, unknowable. February 2011, Silk Road goes live. At first, nothing happens. A few users trickle in. Some listings appear, mostly marijuana. Ross posts some of his own items to seed the marketplace, make it look active. He waits. Then, slowly, the darkness finds its way in.
By summer 2011, Silk Road isn't just a website, it's a phenomenon. Word spreads through Reddit, through drug forums, through encrypted chat rooms where people whisper about a place where you can buy anything. Anything. No street corners, no dealers who might rob you, no cops hiding in unmarked cars. Just a clean interface, product photos, user reviews like it's Amazon for illegal substances. The mechanics are elegant. Buyers download Tor browser, access the hidden .onion URL, browse listings like they're shopping for shoes. They purchase Bitcoin from exchanges, tumble the coins through mixing services to obscure their origin, then send payment to vendors. The drugs arrive in the mail, vacuum sealed and disguised. A birthday card, a DVD case, a bag of coffee beans. Ross takes a commission on every transaction, 10%, 15% as the site grows. The money flows through Bitcoin wallets he controls, converted to cash through exchanges, then wire transfers, then accounts under fake names. It's complicated enough to confuse auditors, simple enough to work. By fall, Silk Road has thousands of users, hundreds of vendors, cocaine from Colombia, MDMA from Netherlands, prescription pills from Canada, LSD, heroin, methamphetamine. The variety is staggering. And Ross is living his ideology. He's not just running a drug marketplace, he's building a community. He writes philosophical manifestos on the site's forums, posting as Dread Pirate Roberts, explaining why Silk Road matters, why the war on drugs is immoral, why consenting adults should control their own consciousness. His writing is passionate, articulate, almost messianic. Users love him. They call him DPR. They treat his words like scripture. "We are more than a marketplace," Ross writes. "We are a living example of what's possible when people are free to choose." But freedom has a price tag. January 2012. A user in Australia dies from a heroin overdose. The drugs came from Silk Road. Ross hears about it through the forums. Users are debating whether DPR should shut down heroin listings, implement harm reduction resources, do something. Ross wrestles with it for days. He's watching someone die because of choices he enabled. The philosophy feels different when there's a corpse attached. He doesn't change anything. "We are a platform," he posts. "What people choose to do with freedom is their responsibility, not ours." The rationalization comes easier than he expected. Meanwhile, Ross is getting rich. Not millionaire rich yet, but comfortable. He moves out of Austin, starts traveling. Thailand, Costa Rica, Australia. Always with his laptop, always managing the site from beaches and hostels and coffee shops 12 time zones away from the FBI agents who are just starting to notice Silk Road exists. He's careful, obsessively careful. He never uses his real name online, never accesses Silk Road without Tor, never keeps records that could identify him. He cycles through VPNs, uses encrypted email services that delete messages automatically, pays for everything with Bitcoin or cash. But he's also 27 years old and running a criminal empire alone. The pressure builds. Vendors fight, users complain, scammers create fake listings, law enforcement creates fake accounts, trying to trap administrators. Every day brings new crises, and Ross is the only one who can fix them. He needs help. March 2012. Ross starts recruiting. Moderators first, trusted users who can police the forums, handle disputes, ban scammers. He pays them in Bitcoin, grants them administrative privileges, but never reveals his identity. Then he brings on an advisor, someone called Variety Jones, a mysterious figure who claims to have experience in security and cryptography. VJ, as Ross calls him, becomes his mentor. They chat for hours through encrypted messages. VJ teaches Ross how to cover his tracks better, how to compartmentalize information, how to think like someone who's untraceable. "You're not Ross anymore," VJ tells him. "You're Dread Pirate Roberts. Ross doesn't exist. If you ever confuse the two, you're finished." Ross tries to internalize this, but late at night, alone in a hostel room in Bangkok or Manila, he's still just Ross, the kid from Texas who wanted to change the world, who believed in something pure. Now he's facilitating drug deals worth millions. By mid-2012, Silk Road processes $15 million a month. The commission fills Ross's Bitcoin wallets faster than he can spend it. He has over $30 million in digital currency, scattered across dozens of wallets, protected by passwords he keeps in encrypted files. The American government is watching now. Not just watching, hunting. FBI, DEA, Homeland Security. They've infiltrated the site as buyers and vendors. They've seized packages, traced Bitcoin transactions, interviewed arrested users who won't give up DPR's identity because they don't know it. Ross Ulbricht is a ghost, but every ghost leaves traces. June 2013, Baltimore, Maryland. FBI Special Agent Chris Tarble stares at his computer screen like it might bite him. He's been assigned to the Silk Road Task Force for 8 months, and every lead has evaporated. They've arrested vendors, seized drugs, traced Bitcoin through mixing services that make the money disappear like smoke. Dread Pirate Roberts remains invisible. But Tarble is patient, methodical. He's not looking for the big break. He's looking for the mistake. Because everyone makes mistakes, even criminal masterminds who think they're untouchable. The team tries everything. They run undercover operations, posing as vendors selling drugs laced with traceable compounds. They monitor Bitcoin exchanges, hoping DPR will cash out somewhere identifiable. They analyze the Tor network's traffic patterns, searching for anomalies. Nothing works. Then a junior analyst notices something strange. An old forum post from January 2011, 2 weeks after Silk Road launched, where someone is asking about how to connect to Tor servers using PHP. The username is Altoid. The email associated with the account is rossulbricht.gmail.com. The analyst's hands shake as he forwards it to Tarble. Ross made his first mistake before he became untouchable, back when he was nobody, just another programmer looking for help online. He used his real name to promote his project. Later posts from Altoid advertise Silk Road directly. Has anyone seen this site? It's like Amazon for illegal drugs. Ross caught himself, deleted the posts, but the internet never forgets. Archives exist. Cached pages exist. The FBI now has a name, Ross William Ulbricht, 29 years old, last known address, Austin, Texas. But names aren't enough. They need to catch him logged in as Dread Pirate Roberts. They need the evidence that connects Ross, the person, to DPR, the administrator. Otherwise, it's just circumstantial, a defense attorney's dream. July 2013, San Francisco. Ross doesn't know he's being hunted specifically. He knows law enforcement is trying. They always try. But he's been operating for 2.5 years without a scratch. Every day that passes confirms his invincibility. He's living in an apartment near Buena Vista Park, paying rent with cash and a fake ID. His roommates think he's a currency trader. He keeps odd hours, sure, but he's friendly, clean, pays on time. They don't ask questions. His routine is predictable, which should terrify him, but doesn't. Mornings at coffee shops, laptop open, managing Silk Road over Tor. Afternoons at the library, quieter, fewer distractions. Evenings back home, answering vendor disputes, updating code, checking Bitcoin wallets. Silk Road is processing $1.2 billion in total transactions now. Ross's personal fortune sits around $80 million in Bitcoin. He could retire, disappear, live like a king in a country without extradition. But he won't, because this isn't about money anymore. It's about the mission, proving that people don't need governments, that voluntary exchange works, that freedom is not just an idea, it's operational, functional, real. Silk Road has become his identity, his purpose, the thing that makes Ross Ulbricht matter. August 2013. The FBI tracks Ross to San Francisco through his IP address and momentary lapse when he accessed Silk Road's VPN without Tor, just once for 30 seconds. It's enough. They start surveillance. Agents follow him to coffee shops, libraries, his apartment. They photograph him, log his movements, build a pattern. They watch him type on his laptop in public spaces, always sitting with his back to the wall, always near exits. They watch him buy books with cash at City Lights bookstore. They watch him jog through Golden Gate Park, earbuds in, completely unaware. But watching isn't arresting. They need him logged in. They need the laptop unlocked, the admin panel open, the evidence undeniable. Tarble designs the operation carefully. They can't just grab Ross on the street. He'll close the laptop, trigger encryption, and they'll have nothing but an expensive brick. They need distraction. They need his hands away from the keyboard for just 3 seconds. September passes, October arrives. Ross is in the library more frequently now. Glen Park branch, small and quiet. He likes the second-floor tables near the science fiction section. He sits there for hours, managing an empire while elderly patients